Hey, good evening. Can you guys see me? I hope you guys can hear me okay. You doing the usual mic check over here? There we go. Dramatic countdown is always a great way to start one of these things. It's great to see all of you tonight. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday night. I promise I'm not going to take a lot of your time tonight because I know it's a Sunday and you'd rather be playing video games or watching TV or looking at memes or whatever you do. But, I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight to hear about some big news that I want to share with you about what we've been doing here tonight. I want to first give a big thank you to our patrons who are here. I know we have a bunch of you guys here tonight, and it, first of all, just sincerely means a lot to me how much you guys believe in Flux Destiny and what we've been doing with this universe. And it, and I mean that sincerely. It's the dream of any creator to have people really connect with their work and have them really along for the ride. And this is a project I've been working on for many years. It's reached a critical point at this, at this stage. And some of you have been with me since I was duct taping my cameras and all sorts of stuff together to get us to live stream, or whenever our live streams would fall apart, or when we would do all sorts of fun stuff on late night live streams together when I was just a humble guy who was trying to get into streaming before copyright strikes brought down our karaoke nights. But those are the good old days. So I know I've got some of you guys here with me tonight too. I also want to give a big thank you shout out to Ella, who's here with us. A lot of you guys know Ella, who's the head of our RPG in our community. She is such an important part of what we do, and I can't be doing what I'm doing without her here. And she's going to be in the chat helping answer any questions or dropping any links that you guys need to know about. So just wanted to give her a big shout out to Ella as well. If you're new here to our universe, my name's Chris Magias. I'm the creator of Flux Destiny, and I'm excited to welcome you to our universe and our community. Whether you've been following Flux Destiny for years or are just discovering it now, you're in for a journey into an immersive world that has been built from the ground up with intense care. Flux Destiny is the result of years of careful planning and a personal investment and unwavering dedication to telling a good story. From the unique magic system of karmistry that we've developed to the rich characters in this universe, everything has been built with intent in this universe. And so when you guys see me on other live streams, I'm always talking about how I really hate retcons. I know they're sometimes unavoidable, but I hate things like that because I want everything to be done, with intent, because I feel that the best stories are the ones that you watch or you read or you listen to, that you can connect all the pieces that have gone all the way through and that the author intended for things to happen the way they did. So that's really important to me. So if you're new here, I'll just give you a little intro about what Flux Destiny is. Flux Destiny is, in Flux Destiny, the power of karmistry. It's our unique magic system that we've built for this universe, lets you defy reality, turning the impossible into the possible. Those who master this art are superstars that we call escape artists, and they earn their fame and their name by expertly balancing the thrill of their powers with the risk of payback, the universe's dangerous reaction against those who disrupt the cosmic order. And so it's a very real thing in our universe. When you practice karmistry, you can do really amazing things, but you got to watch out for real payback. Flux Destiny unfolds in Fortuna, a nation very much like the United States in the 1990s, in this alternate universe Earth, that has been radically transformed by the magic of karmistry. Here, everyday life blends with the extraordinary, turning Fortuna into a theme park-like world where incredible man-made realms called Flux Destinies come to life, all thanks to the skills of these talented escape artists. The story follows these two. You're probably familiar with them. Marco and Hugo, if you've at least been following my socials and seeing the art that comes about, you see art of these two all the time. Marco and Hugo are teenage best friends who've been aspiring escape artists in this universe, and they dream of fame, but they're thrust into a dangerous conspiracy threatening their world. Alongside their clockbot Lucky, they face shadowy forces testing their skills and their friendship. So that's the little vague teaser of what's going on in this universe. I've spent years developing the world of Flux Destiny. Those who've been here with me since I was on Facebook putting the stuff together have been watching the development of this universe live. They've been watching as I've put out concept art, as I've been putting out, test one shots, all sorts of stuff. I spent my career in the entertainment business. I had worked at Funimation for many years, where I was the head of original entertainment there, and I produced anime and TV shows and music albums and all sorts of stuff. And all that experience gave me what I needed to build this universe in a way that I feel like is the I don't want to say the right way, but it's the way with care, right? With intent. In those years developing Flux Destiny, anywhere from the drafts, the web comics, all sorts of stuff I've done in the past, to launching the Flux Fantasy tabletop RPG, which incidentally you should absolutely check out if you're not, if you haven't checked out Flux Fantasy tabletop RPG. Go to fluxfantasyrpg.com. You can grab the core rulebook there. We have this awesome community around it. Ella built these great mechanics for it. It's taken the Flux Destiny world and made it playable. You should absolutely check it out, because it's also like a masterclass in like lore in there, right? In Flux Destiny lore. And it's built up its own loyal fan base that is actively exploring the universe through role-playing. Our vibrant community has grown. We have this awesome active Discord server that I know a lot of our friends on Discord are here, and even a fandom wiki. And I got a shout out to Eddie, if he's here tonight, who got our wiki started a year ago. And that's captured all this publicly available lore and is already pretty dense considering, where we are at this particular stage. So the result of all this has been years. The result of all this development has been a massive foundation for Flux Destiny. Thousands of pages of background material and maps and drawings and story outlines that have been setting the stage for this series. I mean, if you look at the maps alone, you can see how much we've put into the thought process behind, building the universe out. Because for me, I've always felt that it was important that the best universes feel like they've been handcrafted, like an old grandfather clock or something, right? Where it's like the author has spent immense time making sure that every detail has been covered. And that's what the last several years has been. I've been holed up here, building every part of this universe out. And being able to share that with you has been just an honor to do that, and for you guys to attach to it at this stage. In fact, I recently started posting about 2 months ago the first one shot on the new Flux Destiny webcomics on Webtoons, and thanks to you guys, it has reached #2 on the trending Fresh Picks trending on Webtoons. So thank you guys so much for doing that, for following it. And I'm glad you guys have been enjoying it. That particular episode is coming to an end, but I'm glad that you guys like that, and you should definitely go subscribe to Flux Destiny on Webtoons if you haven't already, so you can keep getting those updates. So all this brings us to this big moment, right, today. And today's October 13th, and let me tell you why we're here first. Let me kind of set the stage for why we're here and why this particular day was the day I chose to make this announcement. So October 13th in 2023 was actually a Friday. So it was Friday the 13th, 2023, that I made a major decision in my life. I had gone through some very difficult times prior to that, and it had made me come to a realization that I was ready to take the next big step in this project that I have invested so much time and love into. And it felt so fitting that it was October 13th, which should be an unlucky day, right? Is traditionally an unlucky day. But I decided, no, today is going to be the birth of this. Today is going to be the start of this journey that a year from now, I'm going to be talking about some big news. And so the last year has been spent setting all this groundwork. And many of my fans who've been following my work for a long time have seen the radical change in things. We went from just, oh, Chris is drawing and putting stuff out, to seeing some really, you know, big infrastructure that we built out to kind of support the community. We built this awesome Discord server that everyone, we have this great community in there. The tabletop RPG for Flux Fantasy that Ella and I had built and launched was the first step of this. It was an important step because it meant that we wanted to basically roll out the universe in a way that people could start building their OCs and playing in it, knowing that something big was coming there. And we were really pleased with the reception of that and the kind of reviews that we were getting for the RPG. And anyway, so today, coming full circle, which a lot of themes in Flux Destiny, as you'll see, are about circle, the cycle of karma, the cycle of life. That's why you'll see lots of symbology of circles. Why the torus is a circle is that it's all purposeful. It's all purposeful symbology. It's time to follow Hugo and Marco's story in the mainline series. We've been talking a long time about, you guys know I've been writing the books for a long time and working on it, and like, when is the next book coming and when is. Well, I've got some big news to share for you today, and that is, here we go. It's going to show up on the screen now. Flux Destiny, the graphic novel series, is coming out November 23rd this year. And it starts the mainline series. What would have been the books, I've decided to go and do the entire series in this. And so you will be able to, our Patreon members will be able to start receiving pages on that day, and you'll start the journey there. And it is a big deal. It's something that I've been planning for. Obviously now you guys can see why we were doing all the one-shot work, was to kind of get the production line going and ready to go. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I decided that it was time to take this to the next level, that it was more fitting that I create the manga series based off this than a book. I was like, why? I felt like this is the right way that it should be. I started my career in webcomics back a long time ago. I'm not going to date myself right now, but I used to do comics a long time ago when webcomics were starting. And I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to doing graphic novels. And so let me give you an overview about what it's going to look like. And it's bigger than you think. It's a pretty significant project. A big part of it was converting the book series that was planned to be 7 novels. It was originally supposed to be 7 novels. And how you translate 7 novels into a book series, into a manga series, is a big task. So there's a lot of work behind that. But we're going to go into what that took. So it's going to take the form of 18 volumes. This mainline series is going to be graphic novel format, 18 novels. They're going to be 200 plus pages each. I have been developing the story and getting everything to the right place now, where it was ready to go over all this time. It's been planned over, so you can kind of see here, we got some facts here for you, for you. This is not a small project. This is a big deal. Like I said, 18 volumes, 200 pages each. It's in manga style format, so it's going to be taking the it takes the form of a standard manga series in terms of like its length. When we talk about the structure of the series, there's 8 major arcs that have been developed. There's tons of new characters, some of them that I've kind of previewed over the years. And the story comes to this, each of these arcs. So let me step back a second. I'm tripping over myself because I'm so excited about this. This 18 volume series has been thoroughly planned across 8 major arcs, and they follow 4 movements of theme and character development, with each arc feeding into the next. And every volume builds toward a 3-act structure that mirrors the overall design of the entire series. So the story builds up to this powerful, thought-provoking conclusion, with every moment and plot line leading to that destination. Hence, no retcons. And I'm sorry this is over my face, but I'd rather you look over the facts. I'm going to squeeze over here, but you can see this over here. No, this is not pre-recorded. I just saw a comment. No, this is this is live. I'm not pre-recorded. Down there, this little like graphic you see down here, this is a snapshot that has been pixelated, so you can't really see what it is. That's the whole series. That's the result of all these years of work. And I wanted to prove to you by showing you this that we have structured the entire series out from beginning to end. So I know exactly where this is going. I know how it ends. I know everything that happens. And all these years have been preparing for that, so I could tell a story that had been fully mapped out. You're not going to get filler episodes. You're not going to get filler content, things like that. You're going to see a story that has been written with intent, like I was talking about earlier. So to get to this point, I had to spend lots of time. Agonizing over how all these pieces fit together, and at the same time putting out concept art so you guys could get a feel of some of these characters and how the universe worked. And it's a little backwards, right? Some people, they'll put the world out and then they'll fill that stuff later. I went a different route. I decided I would introduce the universe first, and culminating with the RPG, and then get into the mainline story. And even when you do when you play the RPG, one of the careful things that we worked in planning the RPG itself was to make sure that this is how much we obsessed over this, is like when you read the mainline story, when you play the RPG, you will actually intersect in areas that Marco and Hugo's main story happens in. So you are playing literally in the canon universe that the main stories are happening in. So that's the level of care we put into this. So with that said, I've already started producing the pages. They'll start being released to our Patreon members on November 23rd. We are also going to start, so I want to tell this story faster. And so some other news I want to share is that we are going to be having a Kickstarter that starts up on October 22nd. And that Kickstarter is going to be focused on supporting Volume 1. I'm going to do it whether or not, whatever happens with the Kickstarter. But if you help me with the Kickstarter and you guys jump on board, we'll be able to accelerate the production of Volume 1, and also by bringing in some other help to help me do some cleanup and coloring work for the pages that I'm going to draw all of them. And if you do the math, it's a lot. 200 pages times 18 novels is something like 5,400 pages. So I'm going to be pretty busy over the next few years putting this out there. And any overfunding that we get is going to go toward the main series. But this particular Kickstarter is for this book. Now, like I said, the book is going to happen whether or not, this is just to help. I'm already started on this, and you guys, as our patrons, will start receiving pages on November 23rd. Sign up for the reminders if you haven't already. If you go to remindme.fluxdestiny.com, that should take you to the form that signed up for this event. Sign up to that so that you can get reminders for the Kickstarter if you're interested. We're going to be sending out updates and things like that about the Kickstarter through there. It's so important because if we're able to be successful with the Kickstarter funding, it will help me accelerate this. This story, if it was going to be told as a novel, like just a prose novel, was going to take about 7 years because there was 7 books and each book was going to come out a year at a time. With translating that into a manga series meant that it would take about 18 volumes to do that, to do the same amount of story. So I want to be able to release at least two volumes a year, which will, with some a little bit of crossover. So that'll take us about the same amount of time to do it. And if I can get the help to help me do some of the supporting work, I do all the art, and then have some help with cleanup and with the grayscale screen toning. It'll make a big difference because then I can put out those 2 volumes or more a year. So be sure to if you're interested in supporting that, be sure to sign up for that. And you just go to, there's a little graphic down there at the bottom. Just go to remindme.fluxdestiny.com. And if you've already signed up for this event, you're already in there, so you're good. If you haven't, just go to remindme.fluxdestiny.com. That's the place where you need to go and sign up. You don't have to put your phone number or anything, just your email, just so that we can send you alerts when the Kickstarter's ready. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to go subscribe to our webtoons because that's where it keeps pushing us up. We're still number 2 on the Fresh Picks. We're rising up there. We went from 0 to, I think we're like at 200 something followers now on there, which was really quick, and we're really, really excited about that. So go check that out. All that said, I want to just thank you guys again for coming here and joining me tonight. This was such a big deal. I promised I wasn't going to take a lot of your time. I do have one more thing to show you tonight, which is the trailer. We have a little trailer that's going to go with the Kickstarter that I want to share with you guys tonight. Thank you again for believing in this and for being with me and for just all this time supporting me, buying our stuff, coming to our events, enjoying our little live streams, our goofy live streams that we do, playing the Flux fantasy games. It just means a lot. And I've intent on creating a universe that you can be proud of and that you want to build your own OCs in, and that you can see that there's a deep care and love for the work we do. So thank you guys so much for coming here tonight. I hope you're excited about the news. I want you to enjoy your Sunday. And before I go, I'm going to play the trailer. It's a little low at first, so you might need to turn up your volume just a little bit. But if you're wearing earphones, be careful. I don't want you to blast your ears out. So just be super careful about that. So be sure to go and be sure to hang out. I'm going to sign out now, and you'll see the trailer. And sign up, remindme.fluxdestiny.com, so that we can hit you up when the Kickstarter launches. And thank you in advance to all of you who are going to be supporting us. And please, when we do get there, please help us by sharing this with your friends and help us make this a reality. Thanks so much, guys. All right, here's a trailer. Thanks a lot. Good night.
It starts here. No takebacks, no shortcuts. Just destiny. See you soon.
Okay, I was going to sign off, but I just wanted to tell you, I hope you enjoyed that. That will be available soon. It was too hard for me to just sign off right away. You know me, I can't keep my mouth shut. So that was awesome, right? That was cool. Thanks to Ella for putting that together. That will be available soon. You'll be able to see it on the Kickstarter and other places that will put it up. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, for real. Good night.